Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we are going to take a look at the brand new army list that GW posted for free on Warhammer Community. You can go download this. This is for Warhammer The Horus Heresy, or Legacies of the Age of Darkness, the Demons of the Ruinstorm army list. And so this army is obviously, as one might expect, a army list that's going to allow you to field the wide variety of different demons in the Horus Heresy. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. So, let's just take a look at the foreword before we go into any of the units. So, the Demons of the Army, or Demons of the Ruinstorm army list represents the barely understood or uncategorized hordes of warp entities which spilled into real space during the Horus Heresy. This army list is intended to be flexible, allowing players to represent forces from the major powers of the warp, as well as from lesser powers, providing exciting opportunities for storytelling and narrative. Because of the nature of this army list, we recommend these rules be used for casual battles, and if players wish to use them in a competitive environment or any event, best seek permission from your TO. Right, cool. I like that they're just straight up, that they're, giving this. Hopefully this is as well just like a precursor. I know plenty of other games that do things like this, where you release sort of a beta army, put it through, and then add it to a book later, and that's perfectly fine in my mind. I have no issue with that. I know for the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms, we've been looking at the Draugr become player armies, and we've had, a beta army, essentially a test army that's gone through and has done pretty good, and people have been giving feedback on it, so, nice and good. Now, core and expanded army list profiles. All army list profiles from the Warhammer The Horus Heresy Age of Darkness range are divided into two categories: core units and expanded units. All of the units in this PDF are expanded units. Many of these do not have official miniatures and instead offer the collector an opportunity to convert their own interpretations. Both core and expanded types of unit may be freely used in any Horus Heresy battle. This category does not affect their availability as part of an army or detachment for rules during a battle. As new units and models are released, the army list profiles will clearly state which units are in the core and expanded list. This is just something stating. I like this, that, we go, we have these other options, we just don't have models, so they will be expanded range for now. Core, once again, this is something that your event organizer or your TO will have sort of placed in their event. Now, designers note assembling a Demons of the Ruinstorm army, given the mercurial nature of the warp and the creatures that dwelled within it. No two demon armies look alike. While a range of models from the Citadel miniatures and Forge World Rangers offers a multitude of options for demon models, you can also combine parts from any other model kits to create your own personalized force. The Etheric Dominions allow further tailoring of your force. The sole caveat is to ensure that your opponent is informed before the battle as to which each model represents and any upgrades it might have, so both players are clear. For example, if you're using a pink horror miniature as a lesser Ruinstorm demon unit with the immaterial projectiles upgrade, all pink horror miniatures used in your army must represent lesser Ruinstorm demons with that upgrade. So essentially it's saying if you are going to use this particular type of upgrade, this particular type of thing, and you want to use miniatures for it that GW currently produce for demons, do so, but remember to make, your units the same. So if you have, this combat demon unit and you want to use bloodletters for it, use bloodletters for all those focused combat units. Now, we have the Ruinstorm demon army list. So, cool. It'll comprise of the Ruinstorm demon list and the allies in the Age of Darkness. An army that includes a primary detachment drawn from the Ruinstorms cannot include any optional detachment except for Lords of War drawn from the Ruinstorm demon army list. An army list that includes a primary detachment that does not use the Ruinstorm's army list cannot include an optional detachment, including Allied or Lord of War, drawn from the Ruinstorm Demon. Note, Ruinstorm Demons can still be included in a primary detachment drawn from another army list through the use of certain units or special rules, such as the Legion Esoterist. So, cool. And then we have the Gargantuan units subtype as well. Which is just a brand new unit type. Obviously, we don't really have this as a thing in Horus Heresy because we don't have big monsters currently in the Marine armies. So, models with the Gargantuan unit type are not affected by special rules that negatively modify their characteristics other than wounds. Note, this does not affect modifiers to strength and toughness conferred by the demon unit type. Models with the Gargantuan unit type count as 10 models for objective control or outnumbered by another unit. Models with the Gargantuan unit type may only make reactions triggered by models with the Armored Dreadnought, Primarch, Mechanized, or Vehicle unit type, or any models with a wounds characteristic of 8 or more. Successful wounds scored by attacks with the Poison X or Fleshbane rules must be rerolled against Gargantuans. A model with the Gargantuan unit subtype may attack with all weapons it has in each shooting attack, including as part of a reaction. No model that does not have the Gargantuan unit type may join a unit that includes a model with the Gargantuan unit subtype, and no model with the Gargantuan unit subtype may join a unit that does not. And lastly, a model with the Gargantuan unit subtype ignores all effects, both detrimental and beneficial, of all psychic powers and cannot be wounded or affected by attack with a psychic focus special rule. Weapons with a force special rule that are used to make attacks against the model with the Gargantuan are not affected and are resolved as normal. So some pretty cool stuff. Like, this is very reminiscent of what happened to Gargantuans in 6th, 7th edition 40k. What you would expect, you know. I do like the reactions that they really only react to the big things on the battlefield. Poison and Fleshbane, needing to reroll against them, not being able to join units, obviously. Now, we have the Etheric Demon special rule. So, this is another one of the big special rules. In fact, the major sort of special rule for the demons. An Etheric Demon represents one of the innumerable hosts of demon kind, each of which is sworn to a greater entity that resides within the warp. Those encompassed by the same dominion share similar features and behavior, embodying a primordial force. Any unit with the Etheric Demon X special rule will have a number of additional special rules and abilities specific to the Etheric Dominion. A unit which includes models with a special rule may only have one variation of each Dominion's special rule, e.g. Etheric Dominion Enriching Ruin, and no model with a special rule may join a unit that includes models with a different variation of the Etheric Dominion X special rule. A unit which includes models with a special rule without an Etheric Dominion listed in its brackets must select one Etheric Dominion from the list below that follows during army selection purposes for no additional cost. All units with the detachment that have the same Etheric Dominion X rule, a Lord of War choice can be taken for the same. Cool. Very similar to a couple of the Space Marine Legions, where if they have rules, you need to put units with those rules in. Nothing sort of out of the ordinary there for Horus Heresy, and so we go into these. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, which is pretty cool. So we have Enroaching Run. When a unit imposed entirely fails a morale check and only suffers one automatic wound with no saves of any kind instead of D3, as specified in the demon unit type. In addition, models with special rule gain the move through cover. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Enroaching Ruin. That's pretty cool. Like, just not having to suffer as many wounds from failing a morale check is cool. Heedless Slaughter, a unit composed entirely of models with this special rule can declare a charge, if able, when they begin the assault phase within 8 inches of an enemy. If there is more than one eligible target, then controlling player can choose the target. Additionally, a unit entirely composed of models with the special rule adds +1 to the value of charge and +1 to the score to determine if they win combat in an assault phase, and +1 to the value of any rolls made to determine the result of a sweeping advance. Pretty cool. Like, this obviously here for me is going to represent Bloodletters. That's straight away one I can just see. And look, they do have like ones that definitely sort of, I guess, look to be that sort of thing, like Putrid Corruption. Like, this is obviously a Nurgle. Models with special rule gain the heavy unit subtype and a special Corrupted Resilience roll to avoid being wounded. Corrupted Resilience rolls may not be taken against unsaved wounds with instant death, psychic focus, or force, and it's a 5+. It is the Feel No Pain, Disgustingly Resilient, whatever you want to call it from the game you come from. Etheric Dominion with Rapturous Sensations. When you make a successful charge, even if it's disordered, you attack at 1 initiative step higher. Slaanesh, this goes hand in hand because this is exactly what the Emperor's Children get. Additionally, units composed entirely can reroll failed initiative tests to determine if they are affected by blind. Formless Distortion. When selecting combat, at the beginning of the fight subphase, roll D3 for each unit composed entirely of models with a special rule. All close combat attacks made by models in the combat without special rule gain additional benefits corresponding to the D3. Concussive and Lance, Reach 1, Shred and Sunder. I mean, cool. Chaos Spawn, for me, would be taking this. Is pretty cool. Etheric Dominion, Infernal Tempest, is giving you a shooting attack with an 8-inch range. We then have Ravenous Dissolution. Any model with special rule adds +1 to hit during the first round of any combat where they are locked in combat with a unit containing at least one enemy model with either the demon corrupted or psychic unit type, or the independent character special rule. And then we have Malevolent Artifice as well. You can reroll failed armor saves, which is pretty cool. Like I said, there's definitely ones that sort of focus on each of the main sort of 4 Chaos Gods. There's some other cool stuff in there. Malevolent Artifice is pretty cool. I mean, that very much seems reminiscent of what we now know to be, the Forge Lord. With Vashtor, that would be pretty cool. Like, if you want to represent Vashtor mucking around in the Horus Heresy, could go with a lot of this. And make sort of a mechanized demon force. Ooh, that would be cool. Mechanized demon force with like Vashtor leading it and sort of talking about Vashtor and how he affects the Horus Heresy could be interesting. We then go into Warlord traits. So we get 4 of these, which are interesting. So a Warlord with this trait gains +1 attack when locked in combat with a model that has the independent character special rule, including the Warlord itself, gains +1 strength to its units. In addition, an army whose Warlord has this trait can make an additional reaction in the player's movement phase. Entropic Force. Damage mitigation rolls taken against wounds inflicted by a Warlord with this trait and models with his unit can only succeed on a 6. I mean, that's really nice. That's really cool. In addition, a movement additional reaction. Eternal Reveler. Warlord with this trait and all models in the unit join may declare a charge during the assault phase even if they've ran. When charging, a Warlord with this trait and all models within the unit as joined may choose to not roll for charge distance. Instead, they count the distance as equal to the initiative characteristic of the Warlord. That's pretty cool. Like, anything that can sort of set you up and guarantee you sort of numbers is cool. And then Walker of Paths, an army whose Warlord trait at the start of the battle. Once all players have deployed all their units on the battlefield, and any rolls that seize the initiative have been made, select up to 2 units with a demon that are under the control and deployed on the battlefield. They can be removed and set into reserve. Nice. I do like a few of these. Like, there's some really cool Warlord traits here for the Ruinstorm Demons. I potentially like Eternal Reveler. I've got a lot of Demons of Khorne that need to get painted, so this might be where I sort of go. And so we go into the actual units. So Ruintorn Demon Sovereign. And of course you've got all these little upgrades here you can take. Fun little sort of abilities here. So we have Ethereal Invulnerability 4+. You will not die 5, bulky 7, Trader obviously. A really solid stat line. I mean, this is where you're going to have like your big demons. Strength 7, T6, 7 wounds. Essentially is a greater demon. You can have the Sovereign Greatblade if you want. Cool. Like this is going to be just your big, heavy hitting demon. And then you got your Hierarch as well, which is sort of going to be your next level down, sort of like probably a Demon Prince level sort of character, I think. And so you just drop down a little bit on your stat line. You've got It Will Not Die 6+. Etheric Invulnerability 4+, still the same. Ruinstorm Daemon Harbinger. So this is going to be a smaller sort of model. So 135, this is your demon character, and you can have demon attendants to it as well, which is pretty cool. Up to 3 demon attendants. And so what do we gain here? Chosen Warriors, demon attendants only. Hammer of Wrath, Herald of Unreality. Cool. All in all, solid, just a base sort of character. And then we go into our elites. So Ruinstorm Demon Brutes. These are just going to be big. We've got the Ruinstorm Demons. So this is the first sort of like unit we look at. We've got the Weapon Skill 5, Ballistic Skill Strength T5, and Ballistic Skill 3. They're not going to gain anything else. They've got Infernal Armaments as well. Like, solid for 135. 3 attacks each is a little bit light. Hammer of Wrath 1's nice in there. Ruinstorm Demon Beasts. So 3 beasts. So this is going to be like Beasts of Nurgle would be these. T4, Strength 5, Movement 10 is nice. Etheric Flight. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can give them flight, so you could easily use these to represent like just plague drones or something like that. Immaterial Flame. That could be cool. Like, you could just represent like the flies without like the plague bearers on the back and just have them sort of spitting like toxin at people. You could easily represent with these. Troops, Ruinstorm, Lesser Demons. We've got projectiles, your standard sort of stat block. Weapon skill 4, strength and toughness 4 with initiative 4, 2 attacks each. This is, and then you can give them immaterial projectiles, so you could really use any sort of base sort of lesser demon. Pick horrors, plague bearers could be quite easily represented here. Bloodletters, demonettes, all of that. We've got the swarms, so this would be like nurglings, but you could also have like other weird demon swarms as well. Support squad rule in there as well means obviously you're going to have to take a couple of units of these. I don't think do we have any other troops? Nope. So yeah, you would have to have 2 units of lesser demons. Not a bad thing. But yeah, so something to consider. Demon cavalry in fast attack. This is cool. 150, 5 models. So this would be things like your what are they? These Slaneshi ones would be what I'm thinking of in this. Because do we have... Oh, no. Okay, so 5. Yeah, cool. What do we got here? Movement 12's nice on them. 2 attacks each. Standard sort of stuff. Harbingers, 10 of them are going to be your Harriers. So these are going to be a fast attack unit. What are we thinking here? Immaterial projectiles. This skill 4, so these could be like Flamers would be a good one, I think. And then heavy support, Greater Ruinstorm Demon Beast. And so additional Greater Beasts, 150 points. Like, is this going to be like more Demon Princey sort of things? Hammer of Wrath 3 is really cool. You could, yeah, I reckon you could make some cool Demon Prince models for this. Demon Behemoth. So this would be, you know, like a bigger sort of non-character version of a Bloodthirster, sorry. Ooh. Yeah, really nice sort of abilities there. You've got some good upgrades, and we'll have a look at all these upgrades in a sec. And then the Lord's War, the Archdemon, obviously for the big demons. And then we do have Commander, who has actual rules. So here's Lord of War, 575. He must always be your Warlord, even if he's not part of your primary detachment. The Skullkeeper rule means all models with a demon unit type and the Etheric demon, Healer's Slaughter special rule within 12 inch, gain Unbound, gain Rage 3. In addition, an army whose Warlord has this trait may make an additional reaction in the movement phase. And Incandine Wings, so you can give Commander some extra movement. I mean, that stat line is pretty insane. T8, 8 wounds. Eternal Warrior, Eternal Rivalry, Hammer of Wrath, D3. Hatred for Sanguinius. It will not die, 5+. He's pretty solid all around. And the armaments of Commander, I mean, you can look at his attacks here, which are pretty sweet. AP2, Assault 7, like for his range, it's just nice. And so, if an enemy army includes Sanguinius, you get a following secondary effect. Eternal Rivalry, you're effectively going to try and take Sanguinius out. Scythe of Hatred at the end of the assault phase. After results of combats have been worked out and sweeping advances, Commander may make a special Scythe of Hatred attack. To resolve this, you place the Hellstorm template with a narrow end in contact with Commander's base. Any unit with models underneath the template suffer... Wow! Okay, so yeah, he just goes in and destroys units. We've got Corbrax Utterblight, the Unbound as well. Lord of Decay, and yeah, he's got Putrid Corruption sort of benefits. Then give Feel No Pain X to units. So cool. Samus. This is pretty cool. So what does Samus have? End and Death. So Samus. I mean, he's interesting. Fleet 2, it will not die. 380, T7, 7 wounds. The Blade of Samus is nice. Ooh. Immaterial Blades, AP1, Murderous Strike 5+, Armor Bane Melee. The End and the Death when fighting in a challenge. Successful and vulnerable saves taken against Samus must be re-rolled. And the Whispers of Madness. If Samus Unbound is belongs to reserve, not yet arrived, reserve rolls made by an opposing player are -1. And any model with a demon unit type within 18 inch reduces the leadership by -2 when making psychic tests. This modifier is cumulative. And while locked in combat, Samus increases the value of its fear by 1 to fear 2. Cool. I do like that we got, you know, the rules for Samus, Corblanx, and Carbander in here. Can make some interesting lists. We'll probably do a start collecting on the demons of the Ruinstorm to sort of focus on each of them. And then we have our special rules. So there are a few of these. So first of all, we have Etheric Invulnerability. It's an invulnerable save that can be taken against weapons with a Force special rule. Empyrean Avatar. When a model with special rule has an unsaved wound or the instant death, it takes D3 wounds instead. Herald of Unreality. An army includes this model may select up to 2 units from the same detachment that have the demon unit type to be deployed in reserve. That's cool. If an army includes one or more models with this rule, they may select one additional unit of demon type to place in reserve for each model with this rule beyond the first. Instead of making a shooting attack, the controlling player may make a blast. And this model's controlling player can choose to move the demon units in reserves. Special rule. Yeah, cool. Nice, some good sort of movement ability. So, yeah, the second part of this, instead of making a shooting attack, the controlling player of the model with a special rule may place a blast range marker in base contact with that model and not over any other models to represent a warp rift. The model's controlling player may then choose to move on demon units that were placed in reserves using this special rule. The unit moves onto the battlefield from any point along the edge of the blast marker. I mean, this is pretty cool, like, being able to just, like, open up a warp hole. Like, I really dig, like, the idea and the narrative behind this is pretty fun. Immaterial Blades. When rolling to wound for a model with Immaterial Blades X or attacking with a weapon that has such a rule, for each 2 wound roll or armor penetration roll of 6 or higher, the controlling player resolve the wounds and armor penetration with the AP value listed in brackets. So you can see Samus here, AP1 Immaterial Blades. And Unbound. Some demons such as Commander or Samus have multiple profiles presented the different manners in which they manifest. A model with this rule cannot be included, so yeah, you can't have the Unbound and Bound version. And so we've got our armory here as well. So Etheric Conduits gain Psychic subtype, and you can take a bunch of Biomancy, Diabolism, Pyromancy, Telepathy. Immaterium Wings, as you might expect, you gain Hammer of Wrath and stuff like that. Etheric Flight, what it is. Miasma of Rage, you can give some extra range. And then we've got a few little shooting ones here. So we've got the Dark Flame, which is a cool template with Flashbane and Torrent 5-inch. Unmaking is an Armor Bane ranged attack, so cool. And then Warforged Flesh as well, improve your armor save characteristic by 1. Lastly, we just have some weapons lists, so we've seen a few of these on a bunch of them. Immaterium Flame templates, Immaterium Projectiles, 18-inch, strength 4, assault 2. Demon Armaments, Harbinger Blade, so Immaterium Blades AP3. I mean, this is pretty cool that we've got these Immaterium Blade rules on quite a few of them, giving us extra sort of AP on the 6s. But all in all, that is the Demons of the Ruinstorm army list. I mean, it's a little bit short, but I hope that this is a sign of things to come for the Demons of the Ruinstorm. What are your thoughts on it? Although, I think there's definitely some interesting things. I'll probably be looking to get an army of this on the channel. We are looking to get Horus Heresy bat wraps happening on the regular, hopefully by the end of the year. I've got a Blood Angels Legion of my own that needs some painting up, or finishing painting. So if you want to see more Horus Heresy stuff on the channel, though, let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you want to see. Don't forget to drop a comment. Let us know what you liked about the video. Let us know what you want to see of the video down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Thank you all for watching. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. And most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.